The U.S. is dealing with a humanitarian crisis over where to place migrants who are seeking asylum in New York. The governor announced an extra $20 million in aid and the approval of a new migrant shelter at Floyd Bennett Field in Brooklyn. Meanwhile, in Texas, a U.S. district judge will hear arguments today on whether the floating buoy barrier in the Rio Grande can remain in place. Texas actually installed them earlier this summer to stop illegal border crossings, according to Governor Greg Abbott. Now, the Justice Department sued, demanding they be removed. The buoys have raised humanitarian and diplomatic concerns.
So CBS News immigration reporter Camilo Montoya-Galvez is following all of this for us, and he's joining us now in the studio. So we have sort of two different stories to talk about. We'll talk about the stuff happening in Texas second, but let's talk about what's happening in New York. And I know people have seen some of the video. We showed some of it here. And they're aware of the buses coming to New York. But I think we need like a quick backgrounder. Remind us of how we got to this crisis point.
Yes, I mean, really a complex set of factors has really brought this historic migration crisis along the border here to America's largest cities, including New York, Denver, Chicago, and other places. You have the U.S. processing a record number of migrants over the past 2 years, and over 2 million of them have been released pending the adjudication of their hearings. But as you know, the asylum process is massively backlogged with over 2 million pending cases, and there are restrictions in the law dating back to 1990 that restrict the ability of people who are seeking asylum to work here legally. You also have Texas intentionally busing migrants to Democratic-led cities, including here in New York. Many of these migrants are from Venezuela, and unlike previous migrant waves, they don't have family here to take them in. They're coming during a national affordable housing crisis. So it really is a perfect storm that is contributing to this. And now we're seeing cities like Denver, New York, and Chicago really struggling to house tens of thousands of migrants.
You have some new reporting also on why the Biden administration has not acted on some of the requests that have been made by some of these cities that are being impacted. What can you tell us, and especially about the permits?
Yes, so quickly, for context, migrants who are seeking asylum must wait 180 days, 6 months, to be eligible for a work permit after filing an asylum application.
Legal work.
Legal work, correct, because they can work in the underground economy illegally, but that's unstable, illegal, obviously, and they can be vulnerable to wage theft. They can be, taken advantage of. The problem is that those waits are far longer because of the backlog of cases. So some local officials have been pushing the administration to grant these migrants in New York legal status so they can bypass that 180-day waiting period and apply for work permits earlier on in the process. However, I've been told by current and former U.S. officials that the administration is reluctant to do so because it is concerned about being sued by Republican-led states and about those moves potentially increasing the number of people crossing the U.S.-Mexico border, about those steps potentially encouraging more people to cross the U.S.-Mexico border. The administration is already being sued in court by many Republican-led states on its immigration agenda, and illegal border crossing spiked in July by 33%.
All right, so let us talk about what's happening in Texas and these buoys in the Rio Grande. The state of Texas put them in place. The Biden administration wants them removed. What can we expect to hear in court from the Biden administration?
A federal judge in Austin today is holding a hearing on this today. The Biden administration is challenging Texas's effort to set up those buoys there because it is arguing that the state needed to seek permission from the federal government to set up these structures and that it failed to do so, and that federal law governing waterways lets the federal government control them, and that Texas and other jurisdictions need permission from the federal government to set up any structure there that can impede the waterway. Texas is arguing that it has the constitutional right to defend itself from a quote-unquote invasion. It has called the situation along the U.S.-Mexico border an invasion, but the Biden administration has argued that obviously, colloquially, an invasion usually means a military offensive being waged along the border, and these are migrants who are in many cases seeking asylum. Obviously, there are some convicted criminals and suspected terrorists that come across the border, but that's usually a fraction of the people coming across the border. But that's a legal dispute at play here, and we could see a ruling from this judge very soon.
So just to clarify, I mean, I've seen the images of the buoys. I think you guys have been down there. Is it just in this one section?
Yeah, it's near Eagle Pass. And as Omar knows, it's a relatively short waterway system, right? It's not very large.
Yeah, it's there, and I've had people tell me it doesn't really work. It just makes them go to a different spot.
That's
Right.
what I thought when I looked at
Well,
it.
the concern is that it forces migrants to take deeper parts of the Rio Grande, to
Right.
swim in deeper parts of the Rio Grande, where they are more likely to drown. That's the concern among advocates.
We'll be watching for that,
Yeah.
especially down in Texas.
Camilo, thank you.
Camilo, thank you very much.
Thanks.